Hi friends, welcome to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Shannon. I am a homeschool mom to a rising 5th grader. We just wrapped up 4th grade and today's video is one I'm very excited to shoot. Today I'm going to be unboxing the new Beautiful Feet. I think it's called Afield. So this is what we're going to be using for natural science next year for 5th grade. And this is recommended between 4th and 6th grade. And so this just came in the mail today and I'm going to be pulling everything out and sharing it with you. It is my first time seeing it. I haven't been able to deep dive. So you're getting a real first impression. Okay, so first I'm going to move the box. So here we have the teacher guide. I'm going to actually set this aside and we're going to start with the picture books. Okay. So here's a list of everything that should be in the box. And this is my very first time purchasing like a whole curriculum set from them. Usually what I do is I get most of the books from the library or thrift books. But I think what I did is I had found the cheapest place for all the books, and by the time I totaled up my Amazon cart, my Beautiful Feet cart, my thrift books cart, and then saw what they had at the library, it was really similar in price to just getting the whole set from them. And so I ended up just getting the whole set from them, and I figure I kind of wanted to see what it's like to experience the whole set from them anyways. So this is the book list. It looks like this one right here is on back order, and yeah, they gave a little slip showing that all aboard is on back order. They have an ETA and what lesson it's in. And so I love that they do this. This is actually awesome, because let's say we were starting this curriculum, I knew I would know I wouldn't even need this book until lesson 75, and so I would be in the clear, you know, to be able to start the lesson without needing to worry about getting that book. So really cool. Really like that they do that. Okay, well, let's take a look at these books. We have The Inventor's Secret, What Thomas Edison Told Henry Ford. This is stunning. The book selection that they choose is always, I just love the books that they choose. And I'm not going to do a full flip through of every book, just peek inside, cover, back, and that should be good. And you can always pause and capture any information you want to capture. Gregor Mendel, The Friar Who Grew Peas. We've actually already read this book. I want to say it was a Blossom and Root unit we did in a younger grade. So this, you know, will be a nice refresher review. I'm also curious to see how they lay it out in their lesson plans. Charlotte's Bones. When I got this box today, my mom was down visiting and she started to read this and instantly was like, pre-read this one, because it made her start to cry, and my little one is very sensitive. so that one might affect her a certain way. I'm trying to sort through, some of these books are really big and I'm gonna have to like back the camera up, so I'm trying to get all the smaller ones in first. All in a drop. Great picture books. Oh my goodness, look at the pig eye. Breaking through the clouds. Marjorie Saves the Everglades, the story of Marjorie Stoneman Douglas. Mimic Makers. Makes me think of Hunger Games. Look at these two little cuties. Oh, this is so cool. I love how vintage it looks. 1987, 1955. Oh, this is amazing. Oh, I'm obsessed. Stunning. I'm so excited. Okay, I'm going to back the camera up a little bit because the rest of the books are pretty big. Oh, except for The Wind in the Willows. This is the main reader for the unit. There's a couple of colored ones in here. I actually have one of these copies that I'm going to be selling on Whatnot because, funny story, I didn't know I was going to buy the whole set. Like I said, I usually piecemeal it together and I try to save money. When I realized I wouldn't be saving much money, then I decided to buy the whole set. I had already bought this. And then, I'm trying to see if I have it behind me to show, but it's out in the dining room. Then I had told my in-laws that this is one of the main readers, and so they went and got me like a beautiful Barnes & Noble's edition that's bound really pretty. And so I don't know what I'm going to use between this and that, but I have an extra one of these actually, so I'm probably going to sell it on Whatnot for insanely cheap, because that's where I always like post my homeschool stuff. So I'm going to back up the camera and then put some of the bigger books down. Okay. The Boy Whose Head Was Filled with Stars. Stunning. Grow, Secrets of Our DNA. These books make me want to do art. Physics for Curious Kids. This book looks like it might have a table of contents. Yep. If you wanted to pause and see what's in it. Oops. Hopefully it's not blurry. This one, I don't even think the camera shows how stunning this is. This orange is very neon. It is really pretty. Oh, this one has contents too. All right, we only have two more big books. Migration, Incredible Animal Journey. And then a visual compendium of wonders from nature, natural world. Oh, this one has contents too. So stunning. Okay, so this is the last picture book. Ay, ay, ay. Oh, the content is tiny. Oh, a little intro on how you use the book. It looks like they have color-coded, yeah, they have like color-coded tabs. Ooh. Okay. Okay, we're down to the last few pieces of the curriculum. This was another dupe I had. I gave it to my mom. My my other version, because I just have a lot of watercolor books. It's actually what drew me to this curriculum. I'm really big on watercoloring, and my little is big on anything art, period. And watercolor was always something that was so much easier to manage than acrylics or anything else. So when she was younger, it was something we were really drawn to because, well, I knew like it wouldn't ruin anything. And now we use everything, but we still really like to watercolor. And so I knew this was going to come when I got the set, and I knew it was going to be a dupe of what I already had. So I just gave the other version of this to my mom. But I haven't looked in the teacher's guide yet. How it works in the nature study we're doing right now, that is Beautiful Feet, is every like lesson group, there is a section where you watercolor. I don't know, I say group because it's like the way they break it down. There's like a lesson and there's like multiple components to a lesson, and one of the components is always watercoloring, but like it's not necessarily that a lesson is done in a day, at least how we do it in our homeschool. So this is the watercolor book that goes with this unit. Okay, then we have their watercolor cards. And so these ones that just have the header, I'm assuming that it's something that we'll be painting with the instruction of that book that I just showed. That's just an assumption, but if I had to guess, that's what's going on here. This is just watercolor paper. Okay, and then we have the Far Afield logbook. I'm very excited about this because in the nature study we're doing right now, we didn't get the logbook, and I was always a little sad about that because it just looks so nicely done. All right, so it looks like you have your lessons indicated on here, a logging section, a research section, wonder words, log. Okay. Okay, so it's done by chapters. I missed that on the first page. Oh my gosh, I am loving how this is looking. This is amazing. Okay, I don't want to flip through the whole thing, but that gives you a great understanding of what it would look like going through it. Okay, now the star of the show. Let me back you guys up. The teacher guide. A literature approach to nature science for intermediate grades. You have your table of contents. If you want to pause and be able to read through that at your own pace. The rest of the table of contents, introduction. So these are, I'm trying to remember if there's more than what we do now, but these are basically the components I was talking about. So these are all the components of a lesson that they have. And you know, some of these look familiar with what you just saw in the logbook too. Then they have all the required literature and resources. And so it looks like this is the only one that was back ordered, this all aboard. And then you get into the lessons. Oh, and it's very cohesive. This is the same image we saw like in the intro of the logbook. I notice little attention to details like that. When people like try to make things cohesive and really a set, like a unit, like the visuals are not lost on me. I work in marketing, and so that kind of stuff always stands out to me. So I'm gonna show the first 2 chapters I'm thinking, and then we'll call it a day. But if you've never used Beautiful Feet, I really like the way that they lay out their curriculum. In fact, every time I use their curriculum, I want to use more of their curriculum. So this year we're actually, or for 5th grade, we're going to start using them for history as well. Not completely, I'm doing a Franken study, but a portion of it will be Beautiful Feet. So it looks like there's a section that you could read aloud that's going to get like narrate what to expect. And then one of the things that they do that I love is there's library connections. So these are other books that you can get from the library that would tie in nicely with these lessons in this chapter. Then you go into lesson 1, chapter 1. It tells you what part of Wind in the Willows you're going to read. Then there's a discuss section, okay, and then another little section that you can read through and just discuss, and it calls out like certain page numbers to go along with that. Then there's a section that talks about what's going to be logged and what's going to be researched. It shows you where to do the research. So this was in one of the little books. Then you have lesson 2. This looks like it's kind of talking about the materials that you're going to need. You're going to start reading in your watercolor book. More library connections for this lesson. This part of lesson 2, the outdoor office, this was basically similar to what they did, if not the same, in their other nature study curriculum, and we loved this part. We made our outdoor office and it was a big success. So we're still doing the curriculum. We're doing it through summer. So it's something that we're still working on. All right, then we go into lesson 3. It looks like it's going to be more about engineering. They have what to read. So now we're getting into the other picture books. It's going to cover information on wear and mill wheel. There's some option like additional learning. It's going to tell you about a video, and there's a QR code to see that video. So this is still part of lesson 3, and then it comes down and starts lesson 4. Yeah, I'm excited to fully read through this. I cannot wait to actually sit down and read this fully, and then I can finalize my nature study unit as well, because I've been waiting for this curriculum to be able to go through completely before I solidify my nature study unit, because that is one subject where I just have so much content for, and especially since that's the study block we're going to use for seasonal stuff also, like holidays. I just have way too much than we can do in a year, so I really got to try to whittle it down. But now that I have this, I can do that. Well, thank you guys for watching. If you made it this far, I appreciate you so much. If you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe. I'm trying to get my subscribe count up and be able to post more videos. So far I've been the most consistent I've ever been with this channel, and yeah, it's something that I really am enjoying, and I think my next video is going to be an odds and ends video. I have a huge pile that I need to share and I need to plan out, and so maybe that will force me to take responsibility and actually plan it out. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Bye.